to order. If we are for North Fair Oaks, roll call, please.
Commencing roll call. Vice Chair Aponte. Here. Councilmember Esser.
Here.
Councilmember Whitney. Councilmember Daly. Councilmember Parisi. Present. Thank you. Councilmember Orozco. Councilmember Salmon. And Chair Prado.
Here.
Oh, okay. Is that? Or you can, it's probably one of the council members.
Just a quick announcement. We do have interpreters joining us this evening. For those who are joining us in person, if you'd like to listen to this meeting in Spanish, please use the headphones provided in the back table. We will now move on to public comment. Does anyone have a public comment on a topic not in the agenda? As a reminder, council may not discuss or take actions on item not in the agenda.
We do have a speaker slip submitted, so when I call your name, you may come to the podium. I'd like to call Oscar to the podium for a public comment. You'll be given 2 minutes to speak.
Good evening. My name is Oscar Vanegas. I'm here at this place the third time. And the reason that I'm here is because the same issue, parking spaces, and seems like nobody cares. That's my feeling, okay? Because I mean, now we got all kinds of cars, double parking, and the police just drive by. They don't even stop to tell them, move over or whatever. It's not easy, to live on the street like that. I mean, to walk on Middlefield because all the bikes are riding on the sidewalks, and we just don't have any place to walk on it. They don't care. That's the way I feel it, because I mean, as soon as you see a police, you think that they're gonna say something to them, but they don't. It's because they don't care. I feel so bad about it because, we don't have any police at all. Even if they're driving by, they're just making their money, okay? Because they don't care about the people. Not anymore. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have another speaker?
Thank you. Last call for public comment. No, back to you, Chair.
Okay, now we will move to our first agenda item, presentation from the sustainability.
Through the chair. We, looks like Deputy Nicholas Calderon, he has his hand raised online.
Okay.
Stop sharing.
Good morning or good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. And I know typically there's a spot at the end of the agenda reserved for these updates, but I did want to provide a update on the Sports House Synapse application at the front end of the agenda in case there were other public comments about this, or there was interest from members of the community on this. And so I wanted to see if you'd be okay with me giving an update on this at this point versus later in the meeting.
Sure. Since you're already on there, why don't you go ahead, please?
I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. So following the May 14th special meeting of the North Fair Oaks Community Council and subsequent discussions between county staff and the applicants for the Sports House use permit renewal and amendment to allow the Synapse School expansion, the Synapse School has requested that the county postpone action on the proposed amendment and assign the application for the use permit renewal amendment to the operators of the Sports House. County staff understands, our understanding of the basis for these requests is that Synapse understands the importance of demonstrating that Sports House can operate without having adverse impacts on the community before the use of the site is expanded, and that the operators of the Sports House are responsible for meeting this expectation. So as a result of these changes, the county needs to gain better clarity on the proposal matters like, is Synapse School going to intend to continue to use the sports house site for school drop off and pickup, matters like that. And so the Planning Commission hearing on this matter, which was tentatively scheduled for June 10th, has been postponed and will be rescheduled to a future date that will be determined and announced as soon as we have obtained the additional information needed to accurately describe and effectively evaluate the revised proposal. So in the meantime, any questions or comments regarding this matter can be directed to Kanoa Kelly, who's the planner on this project, and is the email that was shared when the county released the announcement after the last North Forks Community Council meeting, which was regrettably interrupted by the fire alarm. But I did want to make sure that we were getting that information to you all, because we recognize how important this issue is for the community, and we're trying very hard to be responsive and to hear all sides of this issue and try to find a way to evaluate this in an appropriate manner.
Thank you, Nick. Council, since this is not an item in the agenda, this Nick is just sharing information. Is it okay for us to ask questions, even though this is not an agendized item?
Mr. Chair and council members, you are correct. The item is not agendized. Under the Brown Act, I think you could ask some very brief clarifying questions about what you heard, but we can't go into the item very substantively.
Okay, thank you. I think it's clear. Councilmember Parisi?
Hi, Nick. I just had a question. I just want to make sure I understood what it was that you said. What I heard you say, and I don't know if I heard this correctly or what this actually means, and maybe you can help me understand this, that the use applicant, which was Sports House / Synapse, or maybe it was Synapse. I'm like not even knowing the distinction of what it was originally. But what I heard you say is now they're going to move the use applicant to Sports House and try to get them in compliance first. I'm so sorry. There's so many words trying to understand, and I would love more clarification on just what you said. Nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, Councilmember, absolutely. And I apologize. So maybe phrased differently. The original application was for the renewal of the sports house, and then an amendment of that use permit to allow for the expansion of the Synapse School. And the amendment of the use permit to allow for the Synapse School to use the sports house site as campus number 2, that element has been dropped from the application at this point. So right now, all that is on the table for consideration is renewal of the sports house use permit. And so what's happening is, instead of the Synapse School being the main applicant, they're having the sports house be the applicant because it's just for the sports house use of the site. And so the county will be evaluating the application and having to go through a review process to make findings, as well as develop appropriate conditions of approval based on all the feedback that we've received and the application that gets submitted to us. And so what's going forward is just the sports house element of it, and the Synapse expansion is not being considered at this time. Is that maybe a little bit more clear?
Yes, thank you so much. I have one follow-up question, which is the sports house use permit. did it originally include all of the Synapse use that is currently happening?
Mhm.
I don't know those details.
That is a level of specificity that I would have to defer to the planning and building department on as to what their previous use permits have authorized. What I can say is, as part of the action that I just kind of detailed, we are seeking clarity from the applicant as to if their intention is to seek permission to be able to continue to do drop off and pick up at the sports house location as well as PE.
Thank you. And also, I'm just more of a question. Because the principal of Synapse came here and said he was the leaseholder and the boss of Sports House and Synapse. So I'm sort of confused about how you can untether those two things.
So the sports house, the operation of the sports house is not, as we understand it, is not the responsibility of Synapse. So um, the day-to-day operations of Sports House, the tournaments they authorize, the employees, all of that is the responsibility of Sports House. Synapse is the ultimate leaseholder, which means they will have a responsibility to hold their tenant accountable for whatever the terms of their lease are. But the operation of Sports House is the responsibility of Sports House as a business, and so they will be the holder of the use permit and be responsible for if a use permit is approved. They would be responsible for complying with all the necessary conditions of approval. Does that help?
Thank you, Nick. You are wonderful. I have so many comments, but I know I can only ask clarifying things, so I'm going to stop now. Thank you.
Of course.
Any other council members have any questions for Nick? No. Thank you so much for the update, Nick.
Thank you all very much.
We will now move on to the item that I began to our first agenda item, a presentation from the Sustainability Department, presentation garbage recyclable rates collection service charges reports.
We need to approve the
Oh.
agenda first.
Sorry. Well, can I get a motion to approve the agenda? Sorry about that.
And through the chair, we actually have Councilmember Daly on Zoom, and so she'll be participating on Zoom. Just
Okay,
FYI.
so we can
She's
add her to the attendance.
Yeah.
Yes, so again, can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
And
Second then.
Awesome.
All in favor, say aye.
I'll do a roll
Aye.
call after the roll call vote because she's online. Vice Chair Ponte?
Yes.
Councilmember Esser?
Yes.
Councilmember Whitney?
No.
Councilmember Daly? You're muted, Councilmember Daly.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Parisi?
I don't know if this is loud, but I'm very curious what Blair is talking about over here. I don't know if I can ask that or.
If the chair would like to entertain that, otherwise we're having a vote.
I mean, he's saying due process, so it feels like important.
Yeah, you moved. Sorry, right?
Yes, go ahead, please, Council.
My experience is that you try to do things correctly, and since we moved the county executive's report from item like 6B or whatever to item 2B, then we approve a modified agenda to reflect how we actually ran our meeting, so that when people look into the minutes or video, that they know what we really did. And it's important for like transparency and honesty, and I know sometimes you want to rush through a meeting, but it's okay to slow down and do things right, just for the record.
Thank you for that clarification. It is,
you.
thank you for that.
So I would like to make a motion to approve a modified version of the agenda that reflects what happened, that we moved the county executive's report ahead? Does that sound like due process? All right, Blair. Okay, who wants to give me a motion or a second? All in
Well-
favor?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's how you start. She
Yes.
literally said the
Okay.
motions, right?
Right.
County attorney or?
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Mr. Chair, perhaps you can offer a third way, please. Because the agenda does provide for the council to establish the agenda, I believe that the assistant executive was talking during general public comment, which he also has the ability to do. So one way to do this would be just to interpret that as part of the public comment, and you can keep your established agenda as approved. And then in the middle of that vote, you could proceed with that vote as well.
I think to do justice to fair process, since there was dialogue in question, it wasn't simply him explaining. I think I would like to have the modification. So we're gonna turn down the vote that's currently being, yeah. Right?
Mr. Chair, you would need we're in the middle of a vote, so
Yeah.
the motion maker would need to agree to rescind, and the second would need to rescind as well.
Okay. Yes, so we can rescind the first vote.
Gary.
Okay, cool. Again. Vice Chair Ponte?
Yes.
Councilmember Esser? Councilmember Whitney? Councilmember Daly? So unmute yourself again.
Sorry about that. Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Parisi?
Yes.
Councilmember Orozco? And Chair Prada?
Yes.
Motion passes, yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And now we will listen to our presentation on the garbage and recyclable rates collection services. Thank you and welcome. Sorry for the delay.
That's okay. Good evening. My name is Anthony Guerra. I'm a sustainability specialist with the Sustainability Department. I work on the waste reduction team, special districts, which means that I focus on waste programs in the unincorporated pockets like North Fair Oaks. And today I'll be presenting regarding the garbage and recyclables collection service charges report for North Fair Oaks. And I'll explain what that means. Is it? Oh, maybe I'll get closer. There we go.
Thank you.
Should I repeat myself or is that okay? Okay. So this is a procedural process that occurs annually to place the minimum level of garbage and recycling collection service charges for residential dwellings onto the property tax roll in North Fair Oaks. Per the county ordinance, any parcel that has up to 4 residential dwellings is charged with a minimum level of garbage service, which is 232 gallons or 164 gallon of garbage per week. This minimum garbage charge is based on the minimum units indicated by the assessor use code. So if a parcel has two units, if it's a single family home with the ADU, then 2 units are assigned to that, and we charge 2 64-gallon carts to that parcel. And in order to place the charges onto the property tax roll, we have to go through a process that is a public hearing. So the public hearing will take place on June 9th, 9:15 at the board chambers. So me presenting today is just kind of providing that information out for this group. And just to add, this is something that also happens with sewer and water charges. So they do a similar public hearing. We actually synced up this year, and we'll both be kind of presenting on June 9th for our charges onto the property tax roll. Next slide, please. This is pretty small to read, but these are all the services that are included with garbage for North Fair Oak residents. So we have weekly curbside collection of garbage, recyclables, and organics. Commercial also receives the same services. Organics at an additional cost. Material that's collected is processed. So these rates include processing of recyclables and organics. Recyclables are processed here in San Carlos at the materials recovery facility. Organics is sent out in the valley for processing. The rates also include disposal fees. So any garbage collected here in North Fair Oaks is sent to Ox Mountain in Half Moon Bay. The services also include on-call bulky waste collection services. So every resident in North Fair Oaks is entitled to 2 free bulky item pickups per year. And we've actually been trying to promote that a little bit better this year. So doing bill inserts, social media, things like that. And then also Recology picks up other items at the curb. So they collect household batteries, so small batteries, used motor oil filters. When in January, there's a couple weeks that they will collect Christmas trees, and they also do illegal dumping. So the county has a SeeClick Fix app, and if residents report illegal dumping, not myself, but someone else, my colleague, will review those tickets, and we dispatch it to either Recology or Public Works. Services also include annual confidential shredding events and compost giveaways. So I have a slide that's coming up next with some dates. And also residents have Shoreway Environmental Center, which is also in San Carlos, to drop off recyclables, paints, mattresses, oil, electronics, small appliances. Most are at no cost too. Next slide, please. And these are some of our upcoming events. We'll be having a shredding and compost giveaway for North Fair Oaks residents and residents in the county franchise area. And that'll be on July 25th. We don't have a time yet, but we'll be sending out mailers to residents to inform them about that event. And our department also holds compost workshops where residents can go in and learn how to turn their own compost, learn about like the different resources that we can provide them. So a workshop will be held June 27th in Foster City. I also included our contact information, and I will take any questions right now.
Thank you for your presentation. Council members? Yes, Council Member Whitney.
Thank you for your presentation. I saw something about property tax bill, so they don't have to pay like a bill from the garbage company that comes monthly. It's collected annually in the property tax. Is that how it works?
Yes. So in North Fair Oaks specifically, residential dwellings or parcels that have a residential dwelling have the minimum service charge of 164 gallon per unit on the property tax roll. If they subscribe to a 96 gallon, then they would pay the difference to Recology monthly.
Yeah, I'm a renter in like a 5-unit building. And it's next to another 5-unit building, and across the parking lot, the other building has like a bunch of bins, like 5 units probably have 5 bins. My landlord did like a dumpster plus the recycling, compost, and all that. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of neutral because I don't think I paid directly, but I imagine indirectly it affects me because the landlord wants to raise my rent if this goes up high.
Yes. So this process is separate from the rate setting process that happens around November. We go to the board in January to adopt the new rates if there's any rates to be adopted. But yeah, everyone should be, there is a minimum service requirement in North Fair Oaks for residential, for commercial, for multifamily. So your building might have a bin, across the street might have carts, but it's all the same volume. It should be the same volume. And yeah, it will impact you indirectly because the landlord might receive the property tax bill, not now, but like say if there is an increase in January, they'll receive it in July and they'll adjust, the rents accordingly.
Any other council members? Yes, Councilmember Aporto.
Thank you for the presentation. What was the name of the app you mentioned earlier?
See-Click Fix.
And how often do you think those tickets are checked?
Roughly every day. Yeah.
Okay. I guess off the top of your head, you wouldn't know like how many you get. But in my experience, it does take a couple of days to, for a ticket to get checked. I've been submitting a lot. And then right here, like by the crossing, I reported a fridge. It was not on the side of the tracks, it was on the other side of the street. It didn't get addressed, and then I don't know who moved the fridge to near the tracks. And so that's a different jurisdiction now. And so that refrigerator's been there for like since I started here at the council in May of last year. So that's the unfortunate thing that, like you said, oh, I push it to sustainability. No, to other departments. So basically, I give you a ticket, you push it to someone else pushes it to someone else. And that's, I guess, the reality of the system, but I guess something to consider. And lastly, one of the events you mentioned at the Youth Services Center, that's really far from, I work near the Youth Services Center, so I know how far that is. Is there any events scheduled for here in North Fair Oaks?
So the compost giveaways and the shredding events, we receive one of them per year for both jurisdictions. So we oversee North Fair Oaks and County Franchise Area. County Franchise Area are all the unincorporated pockets. They're kind of like scattered all over the place, but there's 10 of them from, I think, San Mateo all the way down to Redwood City. So we try and split them, 1 year here in North Fair Oaks, the next year in a CFA pocket. Last year, we did a shredding event here at the community center. So we try to alternate to kind of spread them around.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vice Chair Aponte. Is there another council? Yes, Councilmember Parisi.
Hi, thank you for this presentation. And I would just like to echo what Christian says about the dumping and then the moving of it and no one owning accountability of it. I have personally seen and witnessed that as well. My question for you is, based on the tickets you're receiving in North Fair Oaks, what are the biggest issues?
I would say there's opportunity for people to take advantage of the 2 bulky item collection per year. So we're really trying to inform people about that program. A lot of people don't know how to call in those requests from Recology. That might solve kind of like the larger kind of like random mattresses on the corner, things like that. There's also a lot of abandoned shopping carts around. And we have a vendor going out there collecting them when we receive those tickets. But yeah, that's a difficult kind of item to collect. And we are looking at other jurisdictions. San Jose just there's a new state mandate. I forgot what the SB what it was, but San Jose is really kind of like taking the lead on abandoned shopping carts. So we're looking at them, and we're working on something right now for shopping carts.
Thank you. And one quick follow-up question. One, I would highly encourage you, because if you don't know the number that you call to get rid of those shopping carts, everyone should know that and have it on speed dial, in addition to the non-emergency San Mateo County Sheriff's Office. in North Fair Oaks. But my follow-up question to you is, so for, strip malls, right? Like little strip malls, you've seen North Fair Oaks, there's 6 or 7 businesses using the same dumpster. They put things out, and maybe one business puts chairs or something that is next to it, or dumps abandoned fridge parts. And these are all lived experiences that I'm sharing. The owners don't operate these businesses. I don't know if the businesses know that there are 2. I don't know. My first question is, how many do strip malls and businesses get for those big bulky items? And my second follow-up question to that is, can community members call and get bulky items removed that are a public nuisance in front of strip malls?
So the bulk item collection program is for residential dwellings only, and also multifamily buildings. So landlords can call them in, and residents can call them in, but not for commercial strip malls. And then the second question, residents can't call in, Recology directly to report illegal dumping. It really has to go through SeeClickFix or a different channel. Yeah.
That link to that app somewhere in your presentation, because that's something I want to share with at least my community.
It is, it's on our website. So if you go to smcsustainability.org, we have, it's somewhere in there. It's a little difficult to get through, but look for waste reduction, and there's an illegal dumping page, and that's where SeeClickFix link is at.
Yes, Vice Chair Aponte.
Isn't SeeClickFix only for incorporated Redwood City?
SeeClickFix is for unincorporated.
I thought reported SMC was
Reported, yes. So SeeClickFix and reported SMC is the same app.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've tried SeeClickFix before and they referred me to SMC reported, but thank you.
If an item is reported on Redwood City property, or City of Redwood City boundaries, then SeeClickFix will automatically direct you to that neighboring jurisdiction or the correct jurisdiction.
Thank you, Councilmember Daly online.
Hi, yes. Hi, thank you for your presentation and the work that you do. I recently, I live along the railroad tracks on Fair Oaks Avenue, and I know that one of our neighbors calls on a regular basis for help in fixing and picking things up. We know that in North Fair Oaks, we do have a huge problem with stuff on the streets, in yards. We are definitely due for a community cleanup. So that's another conversation, I think, at another time I'd like to have with you. I am curious, though, what the data looks like, what the turnaround time when someone calls in certain areas of North Fair Oaks and or other unincorporated places, what the response time is for SeeClickFix is, because I called in something that was in front of a school, and it took about 7 days for this thing to disappear. Meanwhile, a couple more shopping carts had been on the other side of the street. And so I sort of feel like things happen in North Fair Oaks, but I just wonder where we fall in the turnaround time for things getting picked up. Not that it would be done on purpose, so don't take that as a criticism of the SeeClickFix, but more like how long it takes for a call, when a call comes in, for things to actually happen, what priorities are given to certain neighborhoods in unincorporated. And then also a couple years ago, there was a big group, and we were talking about trying to clean up some of North Fair Oaks. And one of the things that the county, I believe, was going to do was to start hitting up the landlords of these apartment buildings. We know that on the first of the month, anybody that's moving out, chances are will find a mattress. And so it wasn't really the residents' fault necessarily. You're working 2 jobs, you've got a family to feed, you can't take a day off to dump that mattress over at Recology, so somebody throws it on the street. Whose fault is it? Is it the tenant? Is it the landlord? Like, I feel like we have to move away from blaming it on anybody, but I do think that the property owners ultimately are responsible. And so we had looked at doing a letter to property owners and telling them that they are responsible. I'm wondering if we can reinstate that project, or if we as a council can help reinstate that project, because I think that's where a lot of stuff comes from. People are moving out, they have nowhere to put the stuff, it goes to the street, and they're renters. And so the landlord is ultimately the person that's supposed to call. How do they know that that mattress is on the street? So it's kind of a long-winded question, but I am curious to know what is supposed to be the turnaround time for North Fair Oaks, and if there's any priority established with those calls.
So when someone calls the hotline or a ticket comes through SeeClick Fix, on our team, someone reviews the tickets or the calls, I would say daily. So those tickets are seen on our end pretty much every day. And then my colleague will dispatch either Recology or Public Works, as soon as they review that ticket. On that end, I'm not exactly sure what the turnaround time for Recology is. I might have to look at the franchise agreement. And Public Works, I'm also not sure if there's an exact turnaround time. And going back to the letters to the landlords. So I believe last year, our group did send out a letter to the landlords informing them that any waste that's coming from their property onto the street is the landlord's responsibility. So we did send out a letter, I believe it was last year. We could look into that and possibly send another round or do another type of outreach to landlords this year.
Okay, yeah, I think that would help. I think we also need to take a look at getting on a regular basis some of the community cleanups, smaller neighborhood focused, more frequently, I think would help a lot, because if you've got something that you can't get and you can't move, it's winding up on our streets. And yeah, it's not your fault. It's just we need to figure out more ways and come up with a few more ideas on cleaning up what sometimes happens in North Fair Oaks, and it's just not fair and not pleasant. So thank you, though.
Thank you. Councilmember Whitney.
Yeah, someone put a mattress in front of my apartment complex, and it had a free sign for like 2 days, and then it rained and it fell on the lawn. So I have the app on my phone. I took a picture of it, and it's like May 2nd. And I was hoping it'd be gone in like 1 day or 2 days, but it was actually gone like 3-4 days, and that's okay. I'm actually highly satisfied that someone came by. So I think the system works if people have a smartphone and they actually put the app on, and when they see something they don't like graffiti or a mattress, just taking a picture and it'll like GPS it. You can tell them where it is. It will get fixed, So try it. Whatever. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, there's depending on if it's within property boundaries, if it's in the public, then things kind of we can't really send Recology out to pick up something in someone's lawn. But yeah, thank you for the positive feedback.
Any other council? I have a question. It's been over a week now. There's been a lot of debris on the railroad tracks. They're on the crossing of Fifth Avenue, which happens periodically. It's not one particular item, but a bunch of items are kind of spread out. Is that something the county does, or is that because it's on the railroad? Does that present a different complex matter to that? Can you explain that, please?
I believe if it's within the railroad boundaries and that's outside of county kind of jurisdiction, we can't go and pick up items in within the railroad boundaries. That's I'm not sure who owns the railroad, but it's up to them.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Any other council member with questions? No? Well, thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We will now.
Public
move
comment.
on.
If you would like to comment on agenda item 4, please use the raise hand feature on Zoom or bring a speaker card to the clerk during this time. You'll be given 2 minutes to speak. And it looks like we have no public comment. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. We will move to our next presentation from the Planning and Building Department. Welcome.
Hey, good evening, Council. I'm Robbie Miller. I'm the project planner for this off-street parking exception permit. This is to allow the continued use of one covered parking space where 2 covered parking spaces are required. The project is associated with an interior remodel and minor expansion of the residence to allow for the creation of a 3rd bedroom. Next slide, please. So here's a vicinity map. The parcel in yellow outline is where the parcel is. Bay Road is to the north. Next slide, please. Here's a picture of the front of the house. You can see the garage in the front to the left, and it's abuts the fence line, which is also the property line. So constrained there to redevelop, and I'll talk about that in a sec. Also, just the 1-car driveway there. Next slide, please. So yeah, a couple, like I said, this is the project proposals for the off-street parking exception. Whenever, well, for homes with 2 or more bedrooms, we require 2 side-by-side covered parking spaces. And this is for an expansion of a 500 square foot addition, which will add a 3rd bedroom to a 2-bedroom house. It also proposes to widen the existing driveway from a 1 to 2 uncovered parking spaces. And then also note that the proposed project does not affect the square footage or modify the existing garage. So next slide, please. So here is just the floor plans. To the left is the existing. I highlighted the garage space. So you can see on the right is the proposed floor plan. In the back is the hatch. The hatching is where the addition is going to take place. So in the back of the house, away from the garage space. And the garage itself is 240 square feet. So that is under our 2-car specifications. Our 2-car is roughly approximately 400 square feet. And it's side by side. So this is a 1-car garage. Next slide, please. I'm just showing you here that the proposal also includes, as I said, widening the existing driveway. So although they're not expanding the garage, they will be expanding the driveway, which will accommodate some additional parking off street. Next slide, please. So again, there's the project conformity here. It conforms with the general plan in North Fair Oaks Community Plan. It conforms because the land use is residential. That's going to continue. Also, policy 5E in the North Fair Oaks Community Plan allows minor expansions of single-family homes with exceptions with getting this permit, these off-street parking permit exceptions. And then for zoning regulations, it conforms to zoning regulations in the zoning district. The project's going to continue to conform with the height, lot coverage, floor area, et cetera, of the zoning code. And with the off-street parking exception permit, it will conform as well. Next slide, please. So to get the off-street parking exception, it should meet the two findings here. The first finding that the establishment, maintenance, or conducting of the off-street parking facilities as proposed are as nearly in compliance with the requirements set forth in section. That section is the parking spaces requirement of the zoning regulations. So as I mentioned earlier, you can see that the garage was located about 5 feet from the property line and in the front of the house. And it would be very difficult and frankly, you'd have to do a major remodel to accommodate a 2-car side-by-side garage. And that's not what is being proposed. They would have to do a complete remodel at the front to accommodate that. And then the second finding, that the establishment, maintenance, and or conducting of the use will not, under the circumstances of the particular case, be detrimental to the public welfare or injurious to property or improvements in said neighborhood. So the use is residential and the project does not change that. The project was reviewed by the Department of Public Works as well as Planning, and both are recommending approval with conditions. And also note that public notice was sent out around the neighborhood, 300 feet. Spanish and English, and received no comments in support of or against the project. Next slide, please. And so I'm asking for the recommendation. To provide recommendation to the Director of Planning and Building on the proposed off-street parking exception to allow for the continued use of a 1-car garage where 2 covered parking spaces are required. Thank you, and that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Are there any comments from council members? Councilmember Parisi.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm in favor of this. We'll get to that in a minute. But I have a general comment that we've talked about here in this kinds of situation. This is less controversial than other things that have come before us. But I just want to say publicly and for the record that when we have been told by our county attorney here that we as board members should not be opining on anything and voting on things in conflict of interest, that what was the recommendation, 2 football fields? I'm forgetting. But the point being, we are only notifying 300 feet for projects that impact such a bigger scope. And we as council members have been asked not that there is some perceived conflict of interest for things that are in a much wider scope. So I just, as a council member, would like, I don't know if you have authority to do this, but I want to be on the record to say 300 feet is not far enough. And whatever standards we're being held to, I think y'all should be held to those same standards. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from any council member? Yes, Councilmember Whitney.
Thank you for your work on the review of the applicant's proposal. And I remain generally in favor of allowing any property owner to do whatever reasonable improvements to their property they can. And it doesn't seem like it's a terrible impact on anyone to do a small renovation and, instead of having so many covered spaces to accommodate with uncovered. So I'm just consistently in support of this kind of stuff. Thanks.
Any other council members? I do have a question. Seeing the blueprints, it doesn't, the extension that's being proposed wouldn't meet the current setbacks, right? Because it was literally gonna follow the line of the house along the fence, right? So it wouldn't meet our current setback. Is that correct?
Are you saying, it does meet the addition will meet the required 5-foot setback?
Although it does meet the 5-foot
Yep.
setback. Okay, that was my question. Okay, thank you. If there are no other comments from council members, is there any public comment regarding this specific issue? Do we have public comment on this item?
No, we do not have public comment on this item.
Okay, having no public comment on this item, can I get a motion on this item, please?
Move to approve item 5.
I second that motion.
Benson, roll call vote. Vice Chair Aponte,
Yeah.
Councilmember Esser,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitney, Councilmember Daly,
Yes.
Councilmember Parisi,
Yes.
Councilmember Orozco. And Chair Prado.
Yes.
Awesome. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now do report outs. District 4 report, please.
Hello, everyone. Just 2 updates for you all, or 2 items to report out on. Sorry, pulling it up. So we just want to remind you guys to send to you all a invite, or the invite we received from Stanford for the Stanford Health Center of Cancer Center, a virtual meeting for you all to attend on June 10th, virtually. And then we also have opened up a recruitment for NFOCC to fill the vacancy. And it's been a month that we haven't received any applications. And so this is our attempt and call to see if you all can help us push that out. And hopefully we can get someone to apply and then hopefully fill that vacancy. We're also looking for the youth, the 2 youth vacancies. And so pushing that out for us as well. And that's all for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for those reminders. We'll certainly work on that. County Executive Office, we had that report out already as our agenda was modified and reflects that. How about council members report out? We'll start with Vice Chair Aponte. Any report out this evening?
Thank you. Yes, so this month I was able to go to the Middlefield Junction ribbon cutting event. I believe it was 2 weeks ago, the same day as our special meeting. It was great to see, all the people already living there, all the progress that was made since, I believe it was 2024 when the fire happened. We got a tour of the building. So they have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms. We got to see like the laundry room, the common spaces. They have a great backyard situation going on, like facing the tracks. And then they had a really good catering. So it was just nice to see. It was nice to see the supervisor over there and staff. Also this month, personally, just out there canvassing, phone banking. So Hopefully everyone has voted already. If not, you have until June 2nd to mail in your ballot or vote in person. I think there's a polling place here. I haven't checked the locations, but yeah, everyone get out and vote.
Great, thank you. Councilmember Esser. Councilmember Whitney.
Just gratitude for all the hard work and service of people having the stamina to go through 2 meetings in 1 month. I so wanted to like call in sick or fake an injury and not come tonight. And everyone probably feels like we've been doing a lot and it's hard. So I appreciate with gratitude everyone that keeps showing up. And I went to the Union Cemetery. I know it's in Redwood City and not here, but like 6 out of the last 10 years I go, and it's like a cute thing. They do like Sequoia High School kids singing songs, Boy Scouts. They got these like weirdos called the Clampers that they have this thing called an anvil blowing where they like light off black powder and it shoots the anvil in the air. And it's kind of fun, but it's goofy. And I had a great time. And there were 2 of the 5 county supervisors there, so less than a quorum. They didn't violate the Brown Act. If you get a chance, check it out. Some Memorial Day. All right, thanks.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Daly, if you're with us, do you have a report out tonight?
No. Thank you.
Councilmember Parisi.
I would just want to echo what Blair, Councilmember Whitney was saying, that despite the long hours, and I'm so appreciative and grateful for county staff. But I've said this before, I think I've said it in hallway conversations and not publicly, but those meetings are exactly why I joined this community council. So I am so deeply grateful for all of the community members and all the county staff who have devoted so much time and late nights, and with gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Orozco.
No report outs from my end.
Okay, Councilmember Salmon is not with us. And I would like to report out, I had shared with the council that the Stanford Medicine Cancer Center that we have here adjacent to us, North Fair Oaks, is planning further development as they develop actually closer to us in North Fair Oaks. I am a member of the community advisory group. There's out of 12 people, there's maybe 2 of us that actually live in North Fair Oaks. So I will be reporting. We are meeting once a month. Obviously, this is a very long-term plan, 10, 15 years plan, but they are proposing to build a hospital and many other facilities supporting that. So we are definitely expressing our concern for them to continue to create open space and recreation that we could benefit from as well. In some way, somehow, I'm gonna see if we can maybe get them to support in our parking situation. So just wanted to report out on that matter. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Aye.
That's part of the meeting.
Okay, we stand adjourned.